Lego City, fix that truck. Today is going to be so cool, said Eric. I am finally big enough to help you and Dad at the Lego City garage. It will be fun, said his sister Amy. I remember the first time I went to work with Dad. Today Amy will have to show you what to do, Dad told Eric. I lost my best wrench. If I don't find it, I won't be able to fix that truck before the owner returns for it. Don't worry, Dad, said Eric. I am big enough to help with lots of things. First, Amy showed Eric how to remove a tire. Check it out, Amy, said Eric. I am big enough to do it by myself. Eric gave a large tire a hard tug. He quickly lost his balance when the heavy tire came free. Eric and the tire bounced towards a huge stack of tires. "Uh-oh," he said. The tire flew everywhere. "Look out!" shouted a mechanic. "Wow, wow, wow!" yelled Eric as he bounced across the garage. "That kid is on the roll!" yelled Steve. Eric rubbed his head. "I guess I'm not big enough to fix a tire." "That's all right," said Amy. "The first time I tried, my tire rolled right out of the front door. We can try something different." "This windshield wiper is stuck," said Amy. "You can watch and see how I repair it." "I can do more than watch," said Eric. "I am big enough to help you fix things." Eric grabbed the wiper just as it started moving. It sent him through the air. "Ah!" yelled Eric as he soared across the garage. "Wow!" shouted Steve. "I don't know Eric could fly." Eric was dizzy and a little embarrassed, but his sister helped him back up. "I guess I wasn't big enough to help after all," said Eric. "That's okay," said Amy. "Let's try something a little easier." "Have you found your wrench yet, Dad?" Amy asked. "No, and I am getting worried. If I don't find it soon, I won't be able to fix the truck in time," said Dad. "Amy and I will make sure to keep an eye out for it," said Eric. "Dirt bikes," Eric said, excited. "Can we work on those?" "Sure," said Amy. "I think that's a great idea." "Airing up tires is easy," Amy said. "Why don't you go and get the air hose over there?" "Almost got it," said Eric as he pulled on the end of the hose. "It's stuck." "Be careful," Amy warned. "Oops!" yelled Eric as he knocked over several cans of oil. They tumbled to the ground and oil spilled everywhere. "Oh no!" said Eric. "I guess I'm not big enough to do this either." "I have an idea," said Amy. "Why don't we work outside for a while?" "Okay," said Eric. "This garage truck needs to be cleaned before it's picked up," Amy explained. "Do you think you are big enough to wash it?" Eric smiled. "I sure am." It turned out that Eric wasn't big enough to wash the truck after all. "Whoa!" he shouted. The water shot him into the air and the hose whipped him about. Water soaked everywhere nearby. Amy helped Eric towel off before they helped the other mechanics mop up the water. "It looks like I'm not good at anything," Eric said. "You are doing just fine," his sister said. "My first day was much, much worse." "I thought he was big enough to do all those things," Amy told Dad, "but I guess he still has some growing to do." At least he's big enough to help clean up. I am less worried about Eric and more worried about my missing wrench, said Dad. Without it, I cannot fix that truck, and I will be in a lot of trouble. Eric spotted something shiny under a work table. He dropped his mop and got on his hands and knees. He was just small enough to crawl underneath the table and reach it. It was Dad's missing wrench. "Dad, look what I found!" shouted Eric. "Your best wrench was under the little table." "Looks like you were just the right size for that," Amy said. "Way to go, son," said Dad. "Without this wrench, I couldn't finish my work. Now I can finally fix that truck." The end.